Now for an I-Team report on a disturbing case of child abuse. A mother behind a YouTube channel with hundreds of millions of views accused of physically and sexually abusing her 7 adopted kids and forcing them to act in those videos.
And tonight, a site that calculates how much money YouTube channels generate estimates she could have been making up to $140,000 a month. Team 12's Bianca Bono live in the Alert Center tonight with the developing story. Bianca.
12 News speaking with one of Michelle Hobson's family members who's providing more insight on these adopted children. We now know Hobson has 5 biological kids and 7 adopted kids, the most recent adoption only about a month ago. The allegations of abuse surround the adopted kids, who range in age from 3 to 15. Police say Hobson would force them to act in YouTube videos, and behind the scenes, she would pepper spray them, beat them, and lock them in closets for days at a time without food, water, or access to the bathroom. According to Hobson's family member, the kids were previously in the foster program before being adopted. A spokesman for the Department of Child Safety saying he can't comment on this specific case, but says the department does extensive background checks and home visits before approving a foster placement. He sent us a statement saying, in part, after an adoption is approved by the court, DCS is no longer involved with the family. Despite all of these safeguards, people are sometimes able to avoid detection, especially if a person has no prior criminal or child abuse history. DCS removed the children from Hobson's Maricopa home the day before she was arrested. And 2 of Hobson's biological sons also arrested for failing to report this abuse. It was one of Hobson's biological daughters who notified police. We're in the Alert Center. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, thanks for that update. Coming up.